Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Onomatopia Community Cup Season 1, Week 5. That's right, this evening we're going to be bringing you a casted game of championship match. It'll be the Messengers versus the Titans for you this evening, and I'll be your host and caster, Magnum Phoenix, and with me, my co-host and co-caster, Benny Buckeye. Benny, how are you doing this evening?
I am doing fantastic. We're going to be hopping into the action right away here as both teams are ready and entering the game, starting things off on Nepal. Now, this, as we're getting kind of later on in the season here, is going to be do or die time for the Titans, who are actually 0-4, not having the best season they could possibly have. And this is going to be their opportunity to get on the board. Of course, Messengers coming in with a 1-3 record and not trying to drop from their position as the 7th best team in the championship division. So definitely a lot on the line for both teams here.
Absolutely. Each team fighting for their very lives here in championship level division. And championship level means that it's not quite the premier division. It's not quite Grandmaster and top 500, but you will see a lot of high diamond, masters, and even low GM players here. So we're definitely not talking about a lack of mechanical skill. Some of these people obviously very gifted in order to get to the rank that they are at. However, maybe not the best of the best, but in a situation like this, these two teams will be relying heavily on their communication and their teamwork, and that's what you love to see in any rounds of Overwatch. Starting off this evening, we'll be headed to Nepal, and this control style point will require a lot of skill, coordination, and teamwork.
Indeed, and we are going to be starting things off. Titans going to be blue, Messengers going to be red. Titans coming out in a dive composition, going against something that's a little bit more flex heavy. It's there's one tank, Deputy Base, bringing on out the Wrecking Ball, but that's about it. And Raiji dives on in and finds a Dustus. First blood is drawn, but Nubles goes down to the Sensation as well, trading picks back and forth. Neither team willing to give an inch. ISM takes down Thinweaves, and it looks like things are going the Titans' way right now. Derelict finds a Dustus, but Krokuta goes down as well.
There are kills rolling each way, and no one really willing to give up ground here. The point hasn't flipped either way. You still have a little bit of Messenger's presence here on the point in the form of Deputy Bass, but he ends up falling, and it's going to be a bit of a reset there on the side of the Messengers. A couple early picks there from the Titans and the Messengers kind of set the stage for that particular fight, but it was really a story of damage from those Pharaohs, both of them very close to their ultimates now, each side.
Both sides ready. Deputy Bass almost bringing in the Wrecking Ball as well for the Messengers. It's going to be ready here for the next team fight. And in conjunction with Sensational's Barrage, definitely lots of work they could do. Not quite anything yet for the Titans. And here comes Sensational! There's 2-3 kills. And Derelict tries to find something as well, but it's not going to happen. Nexus, Justice, dealing damage. And just like that, a team kill for the Messengers.
Messengers pulling strong back from their initial team fight loss. Pretty much off the back of Sensational's ult only, which means everyone else was able to kind of charge up their ultimates during that team fight, which means you're going to be rolling up on almost 5 ults here on this next team fight. You got 2 online right now on the side of Titans, however, it'll have to be pretty opportunistic for them to use them on the attack here.
Deputy goes down, but is immediately brought back by Lazy. Raiji takes down Lazy in turn. Derelict goes down to Sims, and Bob is onto the point with the hack. Finds Raiji and Nubles, but not before Raiji gets the ultimate off. This goes to Final Rage, but isn't able to do all that much with it. Picks coming in fairly even. No one is really yet able to take a deciding victory in this fight, and as I say that, mop up happens and Messengers force the Titans to reset. Ooh, a nasty direct hit from Sims onto Derelict there is going to reset the Pharah player of the Titans.
Honestly, not a huge loss there, except in terms of time on the side of the Titans. They went in with a fairly dry engage, Raiji with that ultimate of the Primal Rage kind of trying to make some space, and he baited out like 2-3 ultimates. It'll be a quick early engage with the Transcendence, and a couple support ultimates committed as the Titans push in here.
Deputy Bass taking down Noobles on a Zenyatta tear, finds 2 real quick. Both Deputy Bass and Lazy goes down. Raiji adds to the frenzy by taking Augustus. Yofo cleans up Sensational. Thin Weave the only one left to contest, but they're not going to be able to do quite enough. Titans take the point, although Messengers did get up to 88%. Currently at 46 and ticking away for the Titans.
Take a look at Nooble's ultimate percentage. He engaged. He literally opened last fight with the Transcendence. He's already up to 80% at the beginning of the next fight. 91 already. He's landing right clicks like it's nobody's business. And honestly, Messengers may not be expecting him to have this Transcendence up for this next fight. Simsational looking for a barrage here to open things out after their initial pick.
Everything kicks off now. In comes the Diva Bomb. Yofo actually finds Deputy Bass and also takes down Lazy. So 2 members of the Messengers already not going to be able to engage. And if you're the Messengers, you might just want to back up, cut your losses. You've got time for another team fight. But Augustus and Sensational are taken down as they run away. Derelict, though, does fall to Nexus. So a little bit of a stagger. And 1 ultimate for the Titans. That's not going to be in play just yet, if the team fight happens soon.
Bob rolling in from the Ash of Nexus, but it's going to be the early Transcendence from Noobles to take out all of the area denial on point here. Kills rolling a little bit the way of the Messengers right now, but it's going to be Derelict to pop that that barrage, only to find 1 person in it. Kills rolling firmly red Messengers way.
And in order to do any kind of damage on the point and delay to overtime, Raiji pops the Primal Rage and starts flailing around on the point as best as they can. Krokuda was there to help, but Simsational finds them as well, and Sim pops the ult. The hack is huge as well. 5 members, and the counter hack also comes in as well. Yofu and Derelict no longer able to do anything, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. It looks like the Messengers are just going to clean up now, and they do. Overtime ticks away. Objective secured. We move on to round number 2.
That was a pretty impressive fight. Both teams not really willing to give up anything. Very back and forth on the point. Got it up to 99-99 each. So Messengers coming out a little bit ahead there. I think that was just the ultimate economy. I would like to point out, though, in one of those pushes, Raiji was able to kind of turn the tide when they were down. When they were down in percentage. He came in with that Primal Rage, baited out a couple ultimates, and got Messengers to use 3 ultimates compared to the 1 that he used. And then Ism and Noobles really going in with the DPS and the support ultimates respectively. So great work from them, even if they weren't able to clutch it out quite yet.
Indeed, and this is kind of, take a look at Messengers right now. We've been seeing this kind of a setup, this kind of a composition with a Roadhog and with a McCree continuing to be popular. Oh,
Sensational!
Destroys Derelict over top of the point.
That was an early double direct rocket hit thing.
Deputy Bass takes down Raiji. Sims falls to ISM, but Deputy Bass and Nexus, both the McCree and the Roadhog, dealing tremendous amounts of damage, and it's going to be enough for the Messengers to take the point right away.
Ooh, Derelict.
Deputy Bass hooks down Derelict and says, nah, you're not allowed to fly away. I'm gonna clip your wings. And now here we are, with the Messengers rolling up into a choke point just outside of the Titan spawn.
Messengers have a huge advantage here with this particular composition. Running that Orisa means that they can play this defensive game for a long time. Lazy, not set up in the correct choke point for right now, decides to back off a little bit, and instead it looks like the Titans will be kind of trying to go through the choke point that is not occupied by the Orisa shield. Raiji on that Winston can't soak the face damage like an Orisa can, so he's got to look for a little bit more mobile route.
Oh, and the dive comes in really quickly. Again, Sensational destroys Derelict. Yofu finally takes down Nexus. ISM and Raiji dealing lots of damage. A big hack comes in from ISM as well, and that's going to help Their team follow up with more than enough kills. Deputy Bass falls as well. And very shortly after this Valkyrie goes away, it looks like the mop-up is going to be there for the Titans, and it is. Point should swing back over to their side, and it does. Beginning ticking up from 0, 65%.
Titans with a nice little cleanup there. However, the stall from Thinweeb and Adustus. Ooh, nice early Roadhog bomb there. But the stall there was able to gain them about 10%. So, nice little support stall there on the point. This choke point will be very difficult to try and push through using this Orisa shield, though. Kind of the tide has turned, so Titans have a little bit better value out of their tank line.
Unfortunately for the Messengers, Titans aren't really running anything. Nexus! ISM and Derelict go down to a Deadeye quickly. Deputy Bass finds Yofu, D-Max them as well, and just like that, everything is coming up red. Messengers storm onto the point and swing it over to their control.
Nexus rolling out with that McCree. Honestly, I didn't even notice that he had swapped over before he had used that high noon. Getting that ultimate very quickly. And able to do some work up against the Pharah of Derelict. This McCree serves kind of two purposes. Take out the Pharah and the Sombra. Misses his flash on with the Sombra, but the thought is still there.
Both barrages come out, but don't really pay as many dividends as they possibly could. Lazy and Deputy Bass finding two. Raiji
with two!
To the grave, and Raiji finds a Deputy Bass as well. Both completely gone. A little bit of a purple on the point, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Yofu takes Nexus and sends them to their demise in the pit. And this is interesting. Like I was saying earlier, we keep seeing this McCree and this Roadhog pick, and it's a very damage-heavy, damage-centric strategy. It looks like you'd expect it to be a bunker with the Baptiste and with the Orisa, but no, it's with DPS characters, which I think is, well, a DPS character and a tank, which I think is interesting. Nexus takes down Derelict in the sky. Raiji adds a pick of their own onto Adustus. Deputy Bass does DMAC Yofu, but picks are fairly even at this point. Thinweb pops the Valkyrie as he takes down Yofu, and we see another Deadeye! And Nexus finds Noobles, RIP Noobles. It looks like this is cleanup territory for the Messengers, unless there's a desperation stall, which doesn't look like we're gonna see. Overtime will commence, and it will not. Oh no, Raiji rip.
Raiji taken out off of the map there. I think dead before he even made it off the map. Nexus with some clean shots on the McCree to kind of help things out here. The stall is Valiant, however, at 99% and no real pick potential coming in. I believe the Titans will be falling here. The stall
is there, though. And that's it. No longer will they be able to stall through the overtime. Messengers take map 1 of the eve. And it's got to be environmental kills. Probably Raiji.
Yeah. Yep. You got that sick double there. If his primal lasted just a second longer, he'd get this Orisa at the end, too. Oh, this is a different one. He got another double environmental there on the point. Even before. Yep, all 4 environmental kills. Captured on camera for you. Raiji. 24 limbs. Doing some good work on the tank line there.
And running it on back to the main lobby here. In probably about 6 or 5 seconds. We're going to have a slight delay as it appears that Sims is lagging rather severely, so they're going to go ahead and reset their game. So we will take a minute here.
In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the map pool for this week. Nepal, obviously our first map, going to the Messengers. Paris, an assault-style map, will be next up on our list, followed by Eichenwald, and finally Dorado. And then this is an OWL-style match, so they'll play all 4 matches in a best-of-5 kind of series. And if they go to a map 5, then that will be Oasis as the tiebreaker. So, wide variety. Paris is a little bit newer of a map, obviously not as new as Havana, but Paris is one of those bunker-heavy composition maps that we've seen in the past. And so Messengers there looking very comfortable on the bunker-style composition, even on a control map, which you don't necessarily see a lot. I'll be interested to see if the Titans can kind of adapt to that. Dive is traditionally decently strong against Paris on first point there, so I definitely would expect to see Raiji on the Winston. We'll see the Winston Diva Wrecking Ball Sombra combination, if I had to guess, on the side of the Titans. And then Messengers, I'm not sure what they'll run on attack, but on defense, I can almost guarantee that we're going to be seeing some kind of Orisa Baptiste Roadhog combination.
Looks like we're still waiting for Sims here. Haven't heard anything back just yet in the game chat. So I suppose this is an ample opportunity for anyone in chat to get involved. Right now we've got... apparently you can't clip Onomatopoeia games. That's interesting.
You can clip them.
Nice meme, Lord D. Poopy. That stall, though, several asterisks. Very active chat right now. Absolutely incredible commentary from everyone here. 16 viewers, get involved, please. I beg of you, make my life interesting. We're on, what, 90-second delay?
Yep, we have some delay here on stream, so a little bit of integrity for the players here. They can't just go ahead and stream snipe each other. That's what you would not enjoy seeing in a tournament setting.
Indeed. What we would like, though, is for Simsational to invest in a SSD.
Invest in good internet so that he can reconnect to the match.
Yes, all of the above.
I'd be curious to know the ranks of these particular teams. You know, if there's a rank differential. I know that the OCC website does not necessarily tell you what the rank differences are, but seems that they're fairly even in terms of skill in general. Raiji, the main tank, doing some insane work so far.
Some dank memes all around for Mr. Raiji. And Simsational is back. We should be getting underway again any second here. Finally, some liveliness in the chat. We've got a Xvolved, a Nana, I got it, a bruh, a 200 IQ stall, by the way, and 12 are me. Nice.
The 200 IQ stall, it was really good. They kept rotating their respawns onto point. They had the right characters. I don't know if they ran a Hammond there at the end, but kind of a feudal point. When you're not playing a 2CP map, then I think stalling isn't necessarily that important. Unless you get some insane environmental kills. That's on the Winston or the Lucio, but Raiji had literally just made a hero play, so he did not have his ultimate online again.
Indeed. What is up for grabs in this tourney? Eternal glory. Honor for all time. That your children and your children's children shall look back on the day of your victory with pride. And a whole bunch of bragging rights.
Raiji's private profile, yes. It is unfortunate. Aren't supposed to be private? I don't know. For certain tournaments, obviously, they require that. But in this particular one, I'm not entirely sure the rule set. It could be that they have to unprivate it once a week or something like that. Or just unprivate at the beginning of the season.
Yes, we believe in a security state here. All of your secrets belong to us. And
100% transparency all the time. Hey, check out these pigeons. They're so cute.
They have cameras in their eyes.
They're just chilling.
It's a security state. There are camera pigeons. The birds are cameras. Have you seen that conspiracy theory? Someone in California was saying birds are government spies.
Is that kind of like the Incredibles thing, where they were going to that secret base and the bird had like a speaker in its mouth and camera eyes and stuff?
Exactly like that, but that's besides the point right now. Messenger's rolling on out. They're again running with Deputy Bass on the Wrecking Ball as their only tank. Sensational picks Lazy. Headshots down Krakuta. Thinweb also finds ISM and the defenders in trouble early. They lose 2, but Dog with Rabies. That's new. Takes down Lazy. Raiji falls to Deputy Bass, pardon me, and that looks like it's probably going to be cleanup.
Ooh, Derelict! Derelict gets the double direct on the Pharah Mercy combination. He's super low, and his support line had already been taken out, so I think it's futile at this point. Ism and Procuta will be coming back. Unfortunately, they're made short work of by the side of Messengers. Sensational landing a nice little headshot there. You don't see Widowmaker in this meta a lot, especially on a CP map. I wonder if the Messengers kind of like called that there would be no bunker due to Raiji running Winston so aggressively, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna run a Widowmaker into Paris first point, where it's notoriously Bastion bunker. So I wonder if they called that. It'd be interesting.
Another thing you don't see often is a Widowmaker headshotting ISM. The head snapback of the Sombra was absolutely sickening, honestly. Nexus brings in Bob, who takes down Derelict. Sensational finds another headshot. Raiji going down to them this time. Poor Dog with Rabies takes down the sniper. Thinweave also finding Krakuta. Hack comes in, it catches out 3. Deputy Bass, Thinweave, and Adustus not able to use their abilities, but it doesn't really matter. Derelict goes up high, but somehow Deputy Bass takes them down. Thinweave finds Noobles. Nexus destroys ISM. Everything in the kill feed is coming up red, and they're going to get at least 1 tick here. Area denial might buy them time for a second. Dog with Rabies not even able to touch the point, and that's it.
That was a lightning fast point 2 there on Paris. Messenger's making short work of the defensive line. That Pharah is just brutal. I mean, both sides are running that Pharah Mercy a little bit. So I'm surprised that, you know, no one's figured out a better counter. Sensational going on to that Widowmaker and kind of dealing with it a little bit in that regard. But no answer on the side of Titans yet.
So let's see actually what we will be having on the defender side. Do you expect that we're going to see a bunker this time around?
Absolutely. I predicted it before. I'll stand by it. Messengers will 100% run a bunker composition here on first point. I also think that the dive composition, Raiji will stay on the Winston. Showing a Reinhardt right now, but you know, that may change. I think that dive isn't necessarily a bad choice, and I think it would be kind of backwards if they don't run dive on this particular point. You know, that Diva is going to be kind of... Think about the win conditions, right? You know, you suspect that Messengers are going to be running a bunker composition because they've been running Orisa a bunch. So how do you beat it? Most teams, they'll run a Sombra. You know, EMP, they nuke the bunker, and that's that. You know, that's your win condition. Here, what's the win condition? You know, Raiji on the Winston gets an Earth Shatter?
Raiji on the Reinhardt gets an Earth Shatter?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can tell what characters they're playing, and I can definitely tell that Ism is swapping over to that Sombra, as I had mentioned before. And going to be doing a little bit of scouting there. Staying on it, reports back to his team. There we go. As predicted. I should be a professional analyst. That's what I should be.
Indeed. You are not going to have anything appearing on Freezing Cold Takes page today. Both of your takes were quite hot. Nexus finds ISM, the scouting Sombra, not going to be able to do any kind of cheeky bleaky hacking in the backline for a little while here while they come on back from spawn. And honestly, Titans haven't even come on out in an attempt to push yet, and we're already down to 3 minutes 10 seconds before they finally launch their first team push. And it's slow. Oh, Deputy Bass, no. ISM is charged down by the D.Va. And again, for the second time, Titans going to be hold on up in this delightful little French cafe, Parisian cafe, while they wait for their teammates. Sims headshots the flying derelict, and finally they're just trying to throw something at the wall and see what sticks. Sims with a triple! Nubles and Krokuda gone down as well, and he's adding Dog with Rabies to the fray. Forget it. Simsational as Widowmaker, just straight up denying anything that is coming out to attack from
Simsational pulling off that Widowmaker to great effect. Think about it, you got this Bastion up in the front line wreaking havoc. Oh, and Ism's gonna be caught out by the Infrasight. Ism is at 54% on their EMP right now and spent 2 minutes. You know, a Sombra should really be building that up about twice as fast, maybe 4 times as fast. And Ism has pretty much been dead the entire game. It's not even going to be a reset. I mean, it's going to be a reset now due to deaths. But look at the ultimate economy. 4, almost 5 ultimates up on the side of the messengers, while the Titans are holding on to 2. Finally, Ism with a little bit of percentage there. They should have it in a few seconds here in this next push.
Sensational and absolute terror. They're just waiting for their opportunity to find ISM again. They're looking up on top of that little overhang, that little roof, looking for anything they can find. Very flicky, looking for what they can. Trying to take down Nubles right now, but Nexus does it first. Sensational flicks up onto Krokuda, and another headshot for the Widowmaker. Nexus and Sensational absolutely annihilating every single push almost by themselves. ISM does manage to take down Lazy, but with 60 seconds left, is it even going to be enough? Titan's going to roll in with an Earth Shatter and an EMP. The EMP comes in finally, but it doesn't find nearly enough. ISM goes down immediately to takes down Nexus, and takes down Adustus. Actually, a quick little double kill for ISM, as the entirety of Titans is somehow now on the point after all of that time. How did that happen?
ISM just went absolutely ham there. With no regard for his own team, he rolls up, EMPs like 2 or 3 people, and then self-capitalizes on it. He's like, nah, I'm done waiting for you guys. Let's push. And that was that. So, props to him for doing that, but very unconventional.
Sombra leading the charge, not something you see all the time, and this time it doesn't work out. Deputy Bass back on the Roadhog destroys ISM, and now it's 6-on-5, not in the favor of the Titans. And they back off immediately without their Sombra available for the push. Raiji does take down Lazy's Immortality Field, but I mean, that's not really that big of a deal at this point.
Yeah, that Immortality Field will come back up here probably by the time that this push from the Titans rolls through. And a nice sleep onto Dog with Rabies. Oh, but it's going to be the Shatter. And not a whole lot of capitalization off of it. A little bit. Derelict using that ultimate, finding 2 with the barrage and a huge purple. Everyone on the side of Titans is purpled from the grenade from Thinweeb. And that is a huge capitalization off of that. 2 kills off of that purple.
I think I might have misspoken. I think that might have been a supercharger and not an immortality field there, because I do not see a Baptiste anywhere on either team. So might have been my bad there. I baited you. I'm sorry. You got baited.
It's okay. But what is not okay is the clock. It is ticking down 1 minute 30 seconds here in order to try and take the second point for the Titans. and they are rolling up against a wall of ultimates. The Bastion configuration tank, the Roadhog Whole Hog, the High Noon, and the Nano Boost from Thinweeb. This is going to be a tall order, especially when only a support ultimate to engage with.
I'm thinking that Sensational is going to be the one that does the most damage here. They're currently asleep, but I think when they get back up, if they get in the right position, they might find several. But nothing just yet. Sensational does take down ISM. Nexus finds a double kill real quickly. Deputy Bass, Whole Hogs, Noobles, and Lazy takes down a dog with rabies. Puts them down, I suppose you could say. And, oh, this might be cheeky.
Crocuta there.
What Sensational will do here?
Oh, what's he up to? Oh, he's
Hanging
far forward.
Way forward.
Oh, he has the speed boost of Augustus to boost him out. Crocuta, though, on the Lucio for Titans, beated when there was already one person down and their Diva had already lost their mech, so that's a very questionable beat that they did there, and they lost it. That's one of the most important ultimates here, rolling into this final team fight.
Oh, Sensational getting into position, flashbangs and takes down ISM and gets ready for the High Noon. They're all there in front of him! Sensational finds Raiji, Crocuta, and Dog with Rabies. Thinweeb finishes off Derelict. Augustus takes down Noobles. And what did I say? Sensational comes around the back, finds a triple with the Deadeye, and time ticks away.
Victory. Honestly, that was a no-win scenario for the Titans. They're messengers with 2 DPS ultimates, and Sensational got that nano boost. Let's take a look at it here in play of the game. Rolling up has that nano boost. This, ooh, nice flash onto the Sombra before they get any value. Oh my lord.
Disgusting.
The shield there from Raiji was turned to protect his team from Nexus ulting on the Bastion. Literally a no-win. How would you like to die? High Noon or Configuration Tank? That's pretty much what they were up against there.
Options: shot in face, entire body obliterated by huge cannon. Yeah, take your pick.
And instead of taking the pick, Titans will take the L. Messenger's up 2-0 right now. Rolling into the next map of this best of 5, we are going to be into oh gosh, what did I say? I lost
Eichenwald.
Yeah, Eichenwald. The old hybrid castle. Man.
Ye old hybrid castle.
Ye old hybrid.
We're gonna be at a castle. We've gotta speak all old-timey.
There you go. The glory days of Eichenwald. Those were truly some of the greatest. You get the Reinhardt nano boosts. You get the Reapers going into the backlines. Oh, man, I miss Season 3.
Yes, World of Tanks and the Beyblade strat were the dankest.
Remember when an entire meta, or an entire season was called World of Tanks, and now we have 3-3 all the time? Is that not World of Tanks?
That sounds pretty tanky. Wasn't there a time though when it was like 4 tanks and 2 supports was the strat?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's take a look at the chat real quick. Reckless says government surveillance drones. Yes, that is what birds are. All birds are government surveillance drones. BRB, let me capitalize harder. Yes, capitalizing is good.
ISM dealing massive capitalization on his solo, his self-EMP there.
And I am a frog says they are just bad. Epe hands. Oof.
We're gonna have to talk to the OCC admins and get them to enable better Twitch stuff so that we can get emotes such as Pepe hands.
Indeed. We're also going to have to talk to my game that is currently struggling to do anything here. It's freezing up on me.
Highly
there we go. We're good. Everything is back to normal.
Oh my.
Everything is as it should be.
We have some substitutes in. I didn't even notice. We're going to be subbing in on the side of Titans. Ant is going to be playing Hanzo, and Throw for Defran playing the McCree. 2 new DPS heroes, or 2 new DPS players for the Titans. Could be looking to kind of change the tide and change the momentum that the Messengers have going for them right now.
They definitely need something. They're going to be running 2-2-2 this time around, but it's not going to do all that much, I fear, as the Messengers are also running 2-2-2, Lazy and Deputy Bass. On the Reinhardt and Zarya, respectively, Sensational still going to be dealing death from above. Finds Crocuda immediately. Zenyatta support absolutely gone. And
oh, Nexus!
Nexus!
How did that happen?
Oh my lord. 2 go down with the dynamite. Good grief. Nexus, an absolute terror with the Deadlock gang. Both McCree and Ash.
Boom goes the dynamite. Nexus popping off there. 61% on their ultimate. And pretty much a free capitalization there as they push forward onto the streets phase of this hybrid map.
Ooh, Throw for Defran finds Nexus real quickly. There's some deadlock on deadlock violence. Lazy jumps on in, finds Snoobles. Deputy Bass also finds Crocuda, but the picks are coming in fairly evenly on both sides. Throw for Defran pops High Noon and finds one, just Deputy Bass who'd been demech, but it's going to be enough to provide some stabilization. And it looks like maybe these character changes, these player changes, is helping out the Titans quite a bit here.
And speaking of those changes, Ant has this Dragon Strike online, and that is going to be extremely critical here because this particular choke point is kind of prone to tight corners, and you can zone people into whatever pathway you want. Bob coming in on the side of the Messengers, and there's that zoning ultimate. Unfortunately, not able to find anyone. Raiji knocked down with a sleep dart and forced to back up there. Beamed in the back by both Bob and Sensational, and it's just going to be Ant alive. Not for long, though, as the payload moves forward with Messengers pushing ahead.
This is actually where you might even be more terrified. Yes, you no longer have to deal with a Pharah coming in on the attack, but Sensational has switched on over to the Widowmaker, which is just as, if not more terrifying to deal with as they take their position in the backline. The fighting transfers down. We have a team fight going on now. Dog Rabies does take down Lazy. Main tank of the attackers gone, and the Graviton comes on in, and it finds a whole bunch.
Finds a nice little bit of squishies down there. Raiji with a little bit of capitalization, but Sensational claps back the kills, the Infrasight coming through. And just that
this could be big. Dog with Rabies goes down to the Diva Bomb. A little bit of Lucio on Lucio violence. Dustus takes down Crocuda. And the payload's going to get very, very close to the checkpoint before the contest comes in. Oh, and the contest might not even come in at all. Lazy takes down Raiji with the Primal Rage. High Noon comes up high, but it doesn't do too much. Ant takes down Augustus. Lazy finds Snoobles. And it looks like that... Oh, no!
The Nano Boost is committed, and so is the Sound Barrier from Crocuda. Bob rolling in. The DPS are not willing to give up this fight, and Lazy is still on point, wreaking havoc on the Winston. He's done it. He's actually done it. Lazy going like 1v... I don't even know how many. It was like 1v4 at least. Thin Weeb with that nano boost to kind of keep him alive, and massive Ana heals from the backline. One of the weaknesses of the Titans composition right now is they have no Diva to deny heals from the Ana. So Thinweeb is pretty much able to heal and grenade to his heart's content with no repercussions.
Here we go. Lazy has switched off of the Winston and has brought out the Reinhardt. Oh boy, that Graviton has some potential. It catches up a whole bunch of the attackers, but Deputy Bass, Lazy go down. Ant actually finds his headshot on the Sensational's narrow frame, which is quite impressive in and of itself. Dog with Rabies puts down Augustus. Nexus taken down by Throw for Defran. Most members of the Messengers actually picked as they retreated back towards their spawn.
A little bit of a reset here, a little bit of a re-engage now, and they will be engaging with Bob, and an early pick, Sensational, never failing to provide for his team there on any sniper roll. A quick headshot onto the support line. Oh, but it's a massive shatter, and the Dragon Strike goes through and catches Ant out. A couple kills rolling through. Raiji finding 2 of his own. He's still up wreaking havoc here in the back.
Raiji's going for a quad right now. The time isn't going to be there, but if they take down Ash, it's going to be 4. It's not. Throw for Defran. Takes down Nexus, and we have stabilization for the defenders. The Titans able to reorganize themselves, get back in from spawn, and do what they can. No switches. Dust is going to be on the Zenyatta. Still a fairly standard 2-2-2 composition. Nexus and Sensational on the DPS for the attackers. Throw for Defran, nearing. Oh no, Raiji goes down. Main tank of the Titans completely gone. And the shatter's big!
Shatter. Oh, the purple! Throw for Defran, able to melt through those caught in the Graviton Surge with that purple grenade up. However, he himself has traded out Adustus with a nice headshot. And it's just going to be the support lineup and the Zarya of Deputy Bass on the cart right now. Raiji with that main tank shield won't let anyone through, and it's going to be a stalemate. And the respawn advantage firmly in the favor of the Titans here as they continue to stabilize for this next fight.
They can win this. This is going to be exactly what they need, but the Graviton comes on in and the swinging is there. Lazy finds 2 before 2 go down to Ants, Dragons.
And
he
a
adds
third
onto Deputy Bass as well, and a fourth on the Nexus, and a 5th! Adustus gone as well!
Oh my gosh, Ant absolutely popping off and saving his team from certain death there. 45% to another ultimate when he just used one to wipe last fight. That's insane. In terms of other ultimates, however, Nooble's the only one with 1 up on the side of Titans, that nano boost. And it's going to be 3 up on the side of the Messengers as they go in for their final push here. They open it up with a Bob into the back line. And it's going to be the kill onto the main tank. That's a lot of shielding potential gone. Oh no. Kills all red. And there it is, the team kill with only a few meters left before the cart enters the final stage here. And there it goes. Makes it all the way to the end. And Messengers push forward with even a little bit of time remaining. 8 seconds.
8 seconds, in fact, and they might need those 8 seconds here. But, it looks like the Titans are really digging in their heels and are providing some serious resistance. They're unwilling to lay down and die.
It will be a bit of a tall order, I think, for the Titans to push through completely there, just due to the struggles that they've been having on assault-style maps. And so this first point, I think, will be one of the hardest hurdles for them to clear. If the Messengers decide to run that bunker composition that they have been running, you know, pretty much all night. Yeah, we're going to see Lazy on the reset there. Deputy Bass on the Red Hug. I think it will be a little bit difficult for Titans to try and push through. Raiji looking like he's going to be running that tank roll. Both of these new subs, Ant and Throw for Fran, staying on those DPS rolls, so you know things could be a little bit different. However, I see this this battle up against a bunker composition as more a battle of the tank line, and the DPS have a little bit less impact on the attacker side.
But I can't do that.
No Bastion, so not a real bunker, but that's okay. We'll see what we can do. Throw for Defran actually switches on over and is going to bring out the Tracer. Dog with Rabies gets down to nearly half health as Sensational is just, look at that, almost up to 50% of their ultimate charge already, just with early shots. Ooh, Sensational has to be careful though. It gets down to very, very low health as the team fight number 1 of the evening on this particular push is going to begin. Noobles goes down. Nexus, I've completely forgotten my dates and times apparently at this point. Nexus again finds 2 with the TNT. Raiji, Krokuta, both gone. Rofer DeFrando finds 2 as well, and yeah, Titans not going to get near the point.
Nice little hold there. Simsational up to 83% on that Farah barrage. And like you mentioned, those early shots were really what did it for them. That Farah Mercy combination, absolutely brutal there. Bass thrown out. An early hook there, a dry hook, not able to get anything with it, but Ant goes ahead and finds Nexus with it. Defran popping that high noon. And instantly taken out. Simsational with a quintuple kill. And that is pushover.
Simsational is an absolute madman. The amount of triple plus kills that they've gotten tonight is insane.
Simsational on every... Excuse me?
Throw,
Simsational?
I guess, welcome to the push, Ant and Throw. You're not going to be moving anywhere near outside of your spawn if Sensational has anything to say about it.
Absolute gall of this man's. Whose man's is this?
This man's was born to end lives. So they continue to do. The Farah Mercy combination coming in as well. Adustus up there providing some healing and some damage boosting to Sensational, who is up to 86% of their ultimate charge. Again, Bob does go running into the defenders. Nexus deals a tremendous amount of damage. Sensational finally is put down. Dog with rabies finds them, but Adustus brings them right on back. Deputy Bass bringing out the whole hog to do a little bit of delaying of the inevitable push, and it does enough. Sims finds Throw, finds Krokuta. Deputy Bass finds Raji. Sims again finds Noobles. I swear, if I say this name one more time...
He's giving us a sensational performance this evening.
There it was. That was the pun we were waiting for.
Well, that was the one. Deputy Bass doing a nice little tango here on the point. So that was actually really nice zoning whole hog that he did. Raiji throwing down that hammer, and he was nano boosted, so that's a huge team wipe potential. Bass kind of avoids that and whole hogs everyone out of position.
Sims with a quick double kill onto Noobles and Ant. Nexus and Thinweed finding picks of their own. Sims again on throw for Defran. Team kill. Good night. Goodbye. 40 seconds remaining.
Oh no, look at his position.
I am empowered.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
No.
The sleep was clutch. The sleep was very clutch, Noobles, but he still managed to find one.
Oh, it's going to be a Graviton Surge onto 2 of the squishies. They're going to be taken out in the Dragon Strike combination, but that tank line bunker is still up, and Ash is still up. We've seen Nexus perform well before, and Deputy Bass with a dry hook and a nice meaty shot there onto Dog with Rabies. Going to be finishing things off with the melee onto Throw for Defran. Bass going huge on that push there. Another one he finds, and Sensational. A little bit of cleanup there at the end. No contest. The first point hold. Messengers take Eichenwald.
Who will it be this time? Could it be anyone else?
Oh my gosh, Sensational there with some nano boosted assists. Finds a couple directs. Oh, a nice concuss into direct on the McCree on the ground. 44 eliminations and 56% kill participation. Those are just some high tier numbers for a Farah in this kind of meta.
In the game chat, Sim OP, please nerf.
They're talking about Symmetra, right? Oh no.
Yes, absolutely.
No, the other Sim.
Well, we have our victors for the evening. Messengers take it 3-0, but we will be going on to map number 4, just for differential's sake. And Looks like we're going to be waiting just a moment here while things get underway. So let's talk about our next map here.
Let's talk about it. I believe the next map is going to be Dorado. Dorado, a full escort map. But you know what you can play on Dorado, Benny?
Slot machines. Jukebox. Tiddlywinks.
I was
Okay, I give up.
thinking the with the piñatas, you know, on the first point there.
Oh,
There's some guitars.
yeah.
Some bells in Spawn you can play with.
Yeah, sorry.
And also bunker composition. Bunker composition is the actual one that I was thinking of. Up here on the high ground of this first point, it's kind of notorious. That's where Orisas had lived for years, even before the emergence of this particular comp. So I would... You know what? It's over, Anakin. If the bunker composition has the high ground, it will in fact be over.
Do we underestimate Titan's power?
Perhaps, but since we've been watching them for 3 games now, I think we have a decent estimation of their power. So, what I would be looking for is messengers to run this bunker, quasi-bunker, whatever you want to call it, the Orisa, Hog, and then Simsational, you know, whatever that may be, whatever hero that may be.
A sniper, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't particularly matter, but I would expect to see them up on high ground, and then for attack, I would also expect to see them on the cart running, you know, a pirate ship kind of style. Titans will have to come up with some kind of answer for it, but based on their previous performance throughout these maps, their answer may be kind of more of the same. Maybe more of that Winston play, maybe a little more static Reinhardt play. Since Throw for Fran is still in, I would expect to see DPS from him, but it appears that Ism will be retaking his throne there over Ant, so not entirely sure what he will be playing.
Looks like we're still a little bit delayed here. Yep, still a little bit delayed here.
Is there any,
Very spicy memes.
Any indication on what's happening in terms of the delay?
From what I can tell, it seems like they're entering the game. I'm not totally certain here, but no, it looks like they were just making substitutions and taking a little bathroom break.
Very well. These best of 5 series are a bit of a stamina run. You need your BRBs, bathroom breaks.
BRB AFK.
Lordy Poopy just got auto-modded super hard.
No.
No.
Rip.
Unfortunately, neither Benny or I have mod in this channel, so we can't untime you out. But
what is up with this auto mod? Onomatopoeia, however you say the servers name. They're mods. They're auto mods. Just like, oh, you said 2 messages within 20 seconds of each other. Banned. Instantly.
Pulling out the Reinhardt Unlimited chatters there in chat. Just pressing Q on cooldown. Ban
the
hammer.
Uber ban hammer.
Yes. Ban. Ooh. Take a look at this.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
The team composition on the defense. They've become the very thing that they swore to destroy, the Titans, rolling out with a bunker composition.
Bunker v pirate ship. So it's gonna come down to Deputy Bass and Lazy versus Throw for Fran and Dog with Rabies. And of course, we'll have to see what Simsational is able to find when anyone steps out from behind Dog with Rabies' shield.
Raiji is not in the lineup this time. Yofo17 coming in. And Ism with a nice opening pick there. But a little bit interesting shake up there on the tank line. Going to be running that tried and true Orisa Hog. No hook on that particular pull, but that Bastion is going to be wreaking havoc from the pirate ship here.
They are going to roll on forward. Throw for Defran taken down by Nexus. Deputy Bass destroys Yofo. Nexus finds the double Dog with Rabies gone as well. And, well, goodbye all resistance. Nexus and Simsational in particular just said, forget all of you guys. We're going to just push the payload. You can all die, effectively.
What we're looking at on the side of Messengers is a quad DPS setup with only one healer and one tank being the Mercy and the Orisa on the cart respectively. That means that there's insane amounts of damage and insane pick potential here. Simsational showing off that pick potential as well as Nexus. Three picks there, and only one Mercy res to account for it, which means it'll be smooth sailing for this pirate ship for just a little bit.
Pirate ship going to come on around the corner. Nexus dealing some damage from above. Sims finds another headshot onto Kuta. And finally, Sims' reign of terror is ended by ISM. Deputy Bass still on the point. Nexus takes down ISM and took a little bit out of position there, but not going to die. Take a look at this. Thinweed being ultra aggressive on the Tracer. Finds Noobles. The Mercy down 6v5. Everything going away at the
Oh, what a clip. Thinweeb. Oh! Thinweeb's on a tear. Thinweeb is a Tracer god that we didn't know about.
Yeah, I think we've reached the run in and die simulator portion of the evening here on map number 4.
Thinweeb has been on Ana all night. They've been on the support lineup. And they're rolling out on Tracer like it's nobody's business. Oh my gosh. Throw for Defran finds the kill there. A little bit of blue in the kill feed. Titans finally gaining maybe a little bit of stabilization. They still have to deal with this tank line on point. Yofo finds himself extremely low, but eventually healed up by the Baptiste friend on point. And with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, the cart finally comes to a halt in the third stage of Dorado.
Huge pog, gigantic shout out for Kale SSJ2, the moderator. There's no more auto mod. You should, in theory, not be getting your messages deleted now. So, big GG to them. Thank you very much. And back into the game, Yofo gets demeched quickly. High ground is taken over by the Messengers, who have set up their own attack bunker on top of this little overpass, raining down damage and hell. Simsational finds Noodles again. Bob runs on in from the Defenders Titans. Bob not able to do anything just yet. Deputy Bass goes into tank configuration, finds 3. Bob amongst them finds 4. ISM gone as well. Sims taken down by throw for Defran, but the resistance isn't going to be there, and Messengers get the payload to the final checkpoint.
This offensive bunker was just too much for them to handle. Swapping between that pirate ship and the offensive bunker just caused mass chaos on the side of the Titans. They didn't know where to focus their efforts. You know, we saw Solo D.Va diving in on high ground onto these, and you really have to have insane teamwork and communication to be able to deal with those kind of setups. And this late in the game, when you're down 3-0, no one's going to be calming very well. Everyone's kind of tired of playing against these people, tired of getting beat up so badly, and you know, just the momentum is very difficult to stop at that point.
And in a second here, we'll see what we can expect. Looks pretty normal. We're going to be having a bunker composition coming out from the Messengers, and what would we call that?
Attackers incoming.
On the defensive side or the offensive side?
from our good friends. Okay, now we're seeing something a little bit different here. We got the tank coming in. Yofo switches over to the Winston, but Titans here.
On the attack, people enjoy memeing around in Spawn. No surprises there. But if what they're currently running is anything to go by, they'll be doing a variation on the theme, that quad DPS attack, except a little bit more floaty. They have this Winston as well as the Genji to kind of dive the targets that they're looking for. Thinweeb now onto the Bastion instead of Deputy Bass, and Deputy Bass, of course, reprising his role on the Roadhog here. Sensational, reprising his role as killing the entirety of the enemy team.
Thinweeb doing some damage of their own. Deputy Bass again dealing some damage as well. Things kind of stalling out a little bit. Deputy Bass finds the hook onto Dog with rabies and shoots them in the face. You love to see it if you're Dog with rabies. Pardon me, you hate to see it if you're Dog with rabies. You love to see it if you're Deputy Bass, who is summarily hacked by ISM, but it's not going to matter.
Yofo trying to take a little bit of high ground there. Instantly ripped open by Thinweeb. Nexus with a nice kill onto the flanking throw for Defran. So things are looking very difficult to push here. Sensational with a nice headshot onto Crocuta. So take a look at the crossfire that's set up. You got a Widowmaker far left, you have the Ashe mid, and then you have the bunker with everyone else far right. And which part do you dive? You dive the Widowmaker, and she kites back, and you're all out of position and cooldowns while the bunker pummels you from afar. You dive mid here, you can potentially play the sight lines, but you also run the risk of not being able to deal any damage to anyone as the Ashe kind of kites away. You dive the main bunker, you get pummeled in the back by the Widowmaker. So, a little bit difficult to try and deal with, especially with no early picks.
Throw for Defran. Brings back their Bastion. Thinweeb goes into tank configuration and jumps on down. Dog with rabies tries to find something with their Dragon Blade, but there's nothing there. Finally, there's a little bit of things going the attacker's way. Dog with rabies finds 3. ISM takes down Deputy Bass, and all that remains is Sensational, who shoots throw for Defran in the face, shoots Dog with rabies in the face.
Oh no.
And manages to escape with their life. Well, we're gonna have a contest. Bob comes in, manages to get there before everybody else. They are purple, but they've got a ton of health. Krakuta's ability destroyed. Lazy and Nexus dealing damage. Sensational shoots Krakuta, and now the kill feed rolls red.
As do the streets of Dorado, with the blood of the Titans. Sensational just putting on no contest this evening. Already has that that infrasight again, and with 60 seconds remaining, that will potentially foil any sneaky flank routes. And that's going to be a nice headshot onto Noobles, the main support there down. Adustus going to be the last. Or, I'm sorry, I'm getting my teams mixed up. Noobles was taken out. Crocuta. Regardless, it's going to be a reset either way on the side of the Titans. Messenger's still holding strong, and the Nano Boost is up, but there's... Oh, the Nano Boost and Dragon Blade. So Dog with Rabies is going to be pushing in here. There it is. Goes for the slashes, finds Ashe. Ism finds the main tank, goes onto the Zenyatta, finds him as well, but quickly his Reign of Terror is ended by Sensational, whose, in turn, Reign of Terror ended by Ism. Some nice back and forth here, and finally the kill feed rolling blue. Titans looking like they may be able to push in overtime to the end of the first stage here.
Yofu put to sleep by Thinweeb, and no, it's not. Contest comes on in. Bob one more time finds Crocuta. Thinweeb takes down Yofu and ISM. Thinweeb in turn falls, but not before taking Noobles with them. Lazy destroys them, and overtime takes away. Game over. Messengers 4-0. Good night.
Messengers will be taking the evening with a clean 4-0. Dog with Rabies, though, with that Nano Genji play. Let's take a look at it. Kill onto the Bastion there. Nice little hit onto the Orisa. Dash onto the Hacked Mercy. And the assist onto Deputy Bass's Roadhog at the end.
Lord Sims. 21 scoped crits, 51% scope accuracy.
You made the right decision.
Insane plays overall. Sensational putting on a show for us this evening. Alright, well, Benny, that will do it for us this evening. We've reached that time of the night, little part of the show where Benny and I like to give out MVPs to each of the team's players that we feel deserved it. And so we're going to go ahead and start with the Titans. While not able to clutch out the maps or the victories this evening, they still had some pretty good individual plays. And so on the side of the Titans, Benny, who would you put as your most valuable player?
I think that a lot has to be said for Throw for Defran and for Ant coming in as subs and doing such a tremendous job. But for those first couple of control point games, I'm going to give it to Raiji. The Winston play was very, very good.
Raiji definitely did a lot of work for his team there, and like you mentioned, the DPS players of Throw for Defran and Ant definitely looked to turn things around for a little bit. Good play overall. Crocuta thoughts had some decent support plays as well, and ISM, we can't forget that EMP on Paris where he pretty much solo took the first point for his team, so very honorable shout out to him as well. All right. And then moving on to the victorious team, the Messengers. Who do you have for MVP for the Messengers?
If I gave you one guess, would that be enough guesses?
I believe that one guess would in fact do it for me.
Straight up, Messengers, sensational, played out of their minds. I don't think there was a point where I looked up at the kill feed and Sensational's name wasn't in there for at least one kill.
Sensational pulling out so many plays on the Pharah, on the Widowmaker. Every hero that he played, pretty much a play of the game worthy quadruple kill, quintuple kill. We're talking about things that are absolutely insane, just wiping the floor with the other team. So excellent work to Sensational. And excellent work, obviously, that DPS play is kind of empowered by everyone else on the team. So even if they didn't get the glory for those quintuple kills, the team still very much empowered his performance. So excellent job there.
And that's going to be all from me tonight. Magnum, anything else?
That will do it for me as well. Thank you guys for coming out and tuning in to the OCC Community Cup, Week 5 of Stage 1. We got more stages coming up for you, and more games to cast next week. So thank you guys for tuning in, for the support, and this has been Magnum Phoenix and Benny Buckeye casting for you this evening. Thanks again, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.